Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear
you
you.
can.
Oh, too busy man today.
Okay.
Wait for
Can you
everyone.
change the? Okay, it's a gallery view.
Navina, you can send me the normal link as well.
I did check WhatsApp.
I'll post it on Insta saying we're live now. Okay, this is the YouTube one, not the Zoom one.
Actually, we are streaming it on YouTube.
Yeah, we're streaming on YouTube, so don't
Okay,
you
so
worry.
we'll have no one on the Zoom, right?
Nope. Just this.
Okay, is there an echo in the background? Okay, I think the echo should be solved by now.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, awesome. Amazing. I think it's good to go.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think it's fine.
Awesome.
Okay, when do we start?
I think we can start now. By the way, how do I set this to speaker view? Let's see. Okay, I think Navina needs to do that, right? Can you set it to speaker view, Navina?
Yeah, it's on my view for some.
Not yet.
All good now? It's on speaker view now.
Okay. No, I guess not yet.
If it's gallery view, both of you can be seen at the same
Okay,
time.
let's do gallery view. That's much better.
How about now?
Yeah, much better, I guess. Gallery view is good.
You'll have to switch to gallery view, not me.
Yeah, I think we're good to go. We can begin.
Yeah, great. Yeah, go ahead.
Amazing. Okay, Shashank, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice, dude. So, how have you been?
I was struggling for a few weeks.
Okay.
Got stupid COVID, so I was struggling for a few weeks. But then I think day before yesterday, I got a report saying I'm negative.
Awesome.
So luckily, I should be back with full health in the next few days. So that's fine. Just the weakness is still there, but that'll stay there for a while. So, but that won't stop us from doing what we're doing. So that's fine.
Amazing, man. Amazing. You won't believe me. The moment people heard that we are going to do a live session, you won't believe me. I got tons of DMs that is Shashank recovering? Is he doing good and things like that. So I just had to tell them that he's really strong and he's really working.
No, that's the thing, right? I think me, Vagon, Abhinav, and most of us at Avalon, right? We like, for us, work comes very high in the priority list. So
Amazing.
I told you, right? If I have to work and I'm sick, I just take a paracetamol and I push through that 2, 3 hours, and then I'll crash after that. So that's how we function. So it's okay. It's been born, bred inside us, so it's fine.
Amazing. That's awesome. So yeah. So today's agenda was I had a few topics to discuss on. That is, as we have the new Pro League coming in, there were a few questions, and I'll just cover the question that I got from the people who were interested.
Sure.
So the first question, and various questions were all about this: that should a student or a person who is currently working for a business or a corporate, or a person who's attending classes and is busy all time, is the Pro League good for them or not? right? So I'll tell you what, okay? The moment we start understanding the financial market this way, I started learning finance around 5 years back. And the moment I got to know about a certain industry where we have a financial market and we can literally trade and get stocks and be a part of all these big companies, that was very exciting. And when you have something as such in your hand, it's very hard to control yourself and manage yourself according to the way you need to move, right?
Yeah.
So the
And
first
it's also
question, yes,
super
tell me.
unpredictable. No, the market is super unpredictable. So it's not like it's not like any other skill where you become an expert, right? You're
Exactly.
done and you're an expert. Now I know everything about Photoshop. It's not like that. You can never be an expert in the stock market. You can be good at the stock market. You can understand trends, but the market is always above you, right? And you can never predict or you can never estimate what will happen in the market. So that always keeps you on your toes, which is quite exciting for people who like finance, basically.
Amazing. Shashank, what do you think about this? When people, when they get into the market, they have this assumption, right? Like stock market is gambling, and if you're trading in the market, it's more of gambling, right? What do you think on that?
So I'll tell you what, I say that if you enter the market without knowledge, you are gambling, to be honest, right?
Exactly.
Like today, I told you, right? I'm learning technical on the side as well. So for all the guys who don't know, I'm not an expert in technical. I just know the basics. But Chiru is helping me on the side to understand some concepts and stuff like that. So today I went on Zerodha and I started doing some trades on technical, but I did it with zero knowledge, just observation, right? I just observed, okay, something I fell down too much, might go up right now and stuff like that, and it was just luck. And I made 10% in a trading day, which is insane, right? But I
Amazing.
know for a fact it's luck. I know that tomorrow if I sit for the same thing, there's high chances that I might lose that 10% because there is no base to what I did. So I believe that if you don't have the knowledge and you actually start investing or you enter the stock market, that is when it's somewhat like gambling. And a lot of people in my mentorship who have done my pro league, right, or who are still in my pro leagues, they've realized it because they had a different vision of the stock market. And if you understand the stock market, right, if you look at our parents, what they've said is, be careful, usme stock market mein डूब जाएगा. Or this is what a lot of people say, right? And
Exactly.
initially, even I thought the same thing. If you enter the stock market, you'll become bankrupt. This was what the logic was. Then I realized, okay, in normal stock trading, if you're smart, you don't become bankrupt. You become bankrupt if you gamble and become emotional and do options and the futures and lot of margins, and you gamble on the margins and keep pulling your margin. But that's on you. That's not on the market. That's on you. If you have your proper triggers of stop loss and stuff like that, you're fine. So if you do it without knowledge, it is definitely gambling. But if you get the knowledge, oh, you will have fun because now you know how to make money. It's fun. That's how it is.
Exactly. You know what? When it comes to technicals, okay, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Though the market is very easily accessible, I can just sit on my PC and just click few buttons and I can, literally buy and sell shares. That is the main problem why everybody gets involved. And the worst part is they get involved without knowing it. So that's the best,
Yeah.
thing that we can talk today is that without knowledge, if you invest in the market, it's gonna harm your portfolio itself and it's gonna harm your money at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So that is the main problem with the students and the people these days. But if you look at the stock market ages back, right? Like let's say 10 years back or 20 years back, we never had anybody in the age group around 18 to 25 entering the stock market.
Not at all.
Everybody were 40 above, 30 above, and they were very well experienced people because
And
that
for them, it was a job. For them, it was
exactly
livelihood. It was not
exactly
a passive income like how it's today. For them, it was livelihood. If I'm working in the stock market, means either I'm a broker or I'm an active trader or I'm handling some investments or a PMS or something like that. But it was my job. Day-to-day life was that. Right here now, we're seeing a lot of millennials coming in. Like if you look at Zerodha, right? They've got so many millennials that have entered the Zerodha account at 18 to 24, 18 to 25, who are doing it as a passive income. Yes, their corpus is not big. It's not like they're spending 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. They're starting off with 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, right? But they're learning. Now, these guys, give them enough time and give them another 10 years, see where they'll reach after that. So it's a massive shift that's happening in the ecosystem right now.
exactly. I'll take you through the journey of a trader. Okay, now this is going to be a fun concept to talk on. So the moment anybody realizes that there's a market as such where you don't have to pitch someone, you don't have to plead someone to sell your product and service, all you need to do is understand the market and place your trades. So the first thing that a person does is gather funds in today's world. Okay, 10k, 20, 30, 40k, whatever he has saved up with freelancing or a job, he's gonna gather that and he's gonna enter the market with trading in equity or futures and options, which he is not even aware of how it's gonna work, right? So if the people are watching this, if you're in the market, okay, like 6 months ahead or maybe a year ahead, okay, you're at somewhere in a position where you're slightly understanding how the market works. But for a beginner, he has no clue that where is going. So you have like 20, 30k, you have like 50k or maybe a lakh also. You invest that money and you take the complete advantage of the leverage that you get, and then you don't realize that you are actually dealing with a very big quantity of shares which you're not aware of. And there is when you get trapped in the market, because even a slight movement of a rupee in a stock can affect your portfolio profits or losses in thousands, right? So
I think you should explain what margin is for a lot of people who don't understand what margin is, because normally in the stock market we don't know what margins are.
Exactly.
Like, many people are exposed to margin, and why margins are good, why margins are bad. I think that would be a very good idea to explain people.
Okay, so you know what, how margins work is, uh, let's say you have a certain sum of money. Okay, let's say you have 10 bucks that you want to invest. Now you want to get a piece of cake that is worth 100 bucks. Okay, but you just have 10 bucks. So what you're going to do is you're going to feed in that 10 bucks, and the other 90 bucks which is given by someone to the market or to the store. Okay, that's a coin. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to repeat it again. Okay, so you have 10 bucks and you want to get a piece of cake that is worth 100 bucks. So the 10 bucks that you have is called margin. Okay, the other 90 rupee that is given to you to trade in the market or to get that piece of cake is called leverage. So you're paying 10 bucks to get a piece of cake that is worth 100 bucks, right? So your value is 10 and you're getting a product or a commodity worth 100. So that is how it's very dangerous. There are benefits, there are disadvantages to it as well, where the benefits are you're paying less money to get something that's worth a lot, maybe 10x or 20x worth, right? So the disadvantage is, if you're having such a big quantity, either you'll make big money or either you'll lose big. You should be ready to face both. So that's how the margin concept works.
Yeah, so the margin is mostly used in intraday practices or day trading practices. It is so for all the people who want to understand, there's a difference between what me and Chiru do. I do fundamental, Chiru does technical, and I think the best person to understand or become a very good person in the stock market is you should know a bit of both, to be honest, right? Because I've realized in the recent past that okay, I know fundamental really well, and I know for long term this is great, but then I realize that there are these things called resistance and support, and I see that some things are going below that. So maybe I could have picked it up if I'd waited for 2 more days at a slightly lower rate than picking it up at a very high rate, right? So these are the small things that I'm learning still, but I think the best knowledge would be a person who understands both fundamental and technical. I think that guy will kill it. That's what I believe.
Exactly. Fundamental does play a very important role in intraday as well, right? I'll give you an example. 2 days back, we had the Bharti Airtel results coming out, and the results were not that good, but it was better than the previous quarter, right? So what happened is the stock shot up, if I'm not wrong, around 7 to 8% in a single day, and the next day you see the stock has fallen down again.
Yeah.
Right, now this is a mixture of fundamentals and technicals here. Fundamentals are telling you that the stock shot up, but technicals are telling you that fall back again, it fell back again because of the overall negativity in the market.
Yeah.
So that's a very valid point.
I realized this with one stock that I track very closely, right? There's this company called Loris Labs that I've been holding on to from a very long time, and they're fundamentally super. Okay, and they just released their recent quarter results, which was amazing, like to another level, bumper results, like how they call it, right? And I thought the stock will go up. It went down by 4% or something today, and I'm like, why is it going on? It's not supposed to go down, but apparently some technical levels were overbought or over. So I don't know, dude. But I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, sometimes it just goes against what you're actually thinking of, so it's completely fine.
That's right. So the reason why the stocks are falling these days are because when Nifty started falling, it was at 12,500 or so before the crash. And if we look at the prices now, it's nearing to an all-time high. And right now, the market is at a very strong resistance. Either it has to break it, or we can expect a new low in the market in the recent time.
Yeah, also these US elections are also coming in, so that's
Exactly.
also weighing in on the factors, people coming in and pulling out money and stuff like that. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's why I said it's very interesting because something can happen somewhere else in some other part of the country and it still affects you sitting in your home in wherever, right? It
Exactly.
affects you directly. So that's how beautiful economics is, the way I see it.
That's right. So I think we can pick some questions.
Sure.
Okay, so somebody has a question that what is the difference between the meta content and you get the content on the pro league in the stock trading?
Okay. Cool. So this is a very common question asked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
The meta content which is there on the Meta app, which is completely free, you get to understand all the concepts, you get to understand all the basics, and you know what is what, right? Now, I can learn these same concepts from a book, from reading a lot of books. I can go on YouTube and understand what is a breakout strategy, which I've read a lot of strategies like this, what is fundamental analysis and all that. But the thing is, if you don't have a mentor guiding you through this process, it becomes very difficult, right? Like, if I had a mentor when I was 18 years of age, I would have been somewhere else by now, right? I had to learn by myself and burn my hands by myself because in the market, one of the most important things is experience, right? Without experience, it's very difficult to gauge what is happening. Like the last Thursday is expiry day and most of the stocks go down. Now, if you don't have experience, you wouldn't know that. Your fundamental goes for toss on that day, right? So like even when I want to learn technical, I did all the YouTube strategies, I learned all the stuff, there was hours and hours of YouTube videos, but I still couldn't get it. Like I still couldn't understand. I knew what was what, I know what pattern is what, but I don't know what to make of that and whether it's good in that particular scenario. So the only difference that I would say, actually two differences that I would say, what is there on the app? Okay, app is self-learning, and if you want to learn from a mentor who's going to guide you so that you don't make such mistakes in the future, Rolex is amazing. Also, the second thing is you get to do assignments and you work with teammates. And now these teammates, right, by the end of the Pro League, you become like a family after a point, right? If you look at the Pro League that I'm running, they're so cohesive. In fact, sometimes they teach me as well, saying that, okay, you know what, there's something new that's come out because there's always new things coming out in the market, right? So it becomes like a family after a point. But it's beautiful because each of that person, each individual is helping another individual become stronger and grow in life. And you can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that by just watching the episodes on YouTube. That is for knowledge. You want to watch it on the app, it's good knowledge. Watch it, great. But you are serious about it and you really want to start learning, then you get into the pro leagues. That's how it is.
Exactly. So when a beginner gets started with the stock market, right? So if people listening to this, I'll be very crystal clear to the point, okay? People on Discord and YouTube. See, when you get started in the market, you have a certain fund that you are investing, and the only expectation that you have is you want to make money out of it. You want to book some profits out of it. So let me be very clear. If you're at least in the first 6 months of your trading career, or you even want to get started, you will be booking losses unless and until your facts are clear, your knowledge is clear, right? So instead of investing a certain money in the market where you will be booking losses on doing intraday or swing, I'm pretty sure, guys, whoever's watching this, I'm sure you're not doing swing trade. That's a fact because I've personally been in your position, and this is legit. Okay, you can't do swing because unless and until there's some person whose experience is guiding you, it's very hard for you to go into that trading style.
Yeah.
Second, you might be facing fund issues. You need a little extra fund for swing. But for intraday itself, you know what? If you get into my pro league, we have 2 months completely dedicated for intraday. Where in the first month it's all about basics, right? In the second month, even if you're a very beginner, you get everything covered in the first month. In the second month, we have swing trading, where we'll be doing that for the entire month. And the third month is the most interesting month, which you're much interested, I'm sure of, because we'll be learning scalping. Okay, so I posted a story on Instagram as well that scalping is the only way to sustain in the intraday markets, and that's legit facts because personally it's been 3 years that I'm doing intraday, and there are more than
What is
scalping. Yes.
scalping?
See,
You know,
scalping
what
is okay. Scalping is a process It's like a mini trading style in intraday. So what you do in scalping is you combine the concepts of price action to find the best entry and exit points in a certain trade, and you won't have much expectation also. For intraday, let's say I'm taking a trade in a stock, I want around, let's say, $2 to $3 of that certain stock. But in scalping, you just expect 50 pies, 70 pies, or maybe a rupee, and you get out of the trade.
Okay.
So this concept, if you want to utilize it, you need to be very precise with price action, and you won't have any indicators in action. So it's complete supply and demand basis on a very smaller time frame. Okay. So for people who are trading in the market, let me tell you very clearly that if you are not having a successful, positions till now, then it's not worth for you to continue trading. Okay, you first have to make sure your knowledge is right. For you, your knowledge might be right, but not for the market, right? So there has to be a mentor for you who can actually train you and teach you all the concept about scalping, day trading, leverage, how to use it, how to position size, and things like that.
Yeah, that's what even I realized, right? Because it like you can learn fundamental, you can learn technical, but it's very difficult when it comes to real life investing. When you invest actually in the stock market, right? I can do all my research online, but when I'm actually investing in the stock market, it just plays with you, man. And at that point, you're supposed to be a robotic person, very qualitative, quantitative, not emotional when you're investing in the stock market, which is like the number one rule. But you tend to get emotional, right? So that's how it is. So I know it's difficult, but I think a lot of people will learn how to do this, and a lot of Indians, our millennials audience especially, are actually learning how to invest in the stock market and are getting better at it. And I tell a lot of people this, right? So I've had a lot of questions coming up to me also saying, instead of doing your pro league, I can just go watch online videos. Okay, I've got this a lot. Okay, you know what I tell them? I'm like, cool, dude, who's stopping you? Go watch online videos. I'm not telling you come join my pro league. I will never tell you come please join my pro league and stuff like that. I'm like, pro league is open. You want to join, you join. You don't want to join, don't join.
Exactly.
But I know for a fact that if you have that mentality, or if someone can ask me such a question saying, why should I come and join your pro league? I can just go online and do it. That's a very like a negative mentality, right? You know, that's not a learning mentality. I want people to ask me questions like, what do I get? What do I learn from your pro league? That is something that excites me more. And I know for a fact the guys who learn from a pro league are automatically at an advantage to the guys who have not done a pro league. Because you have 3 months of experience. It's like internship for 3 months and you're learning how to trade in the stock market. And after that, you don't need me. You can do it by yourself for the rest of your life. This is like a one-time course for the rest of your life. You don't need me after one pro league, right? But a lot of people don't understand that, and they regret it after. Like when I launched my second pro league, they were like, "I missed out on the first pro league. I want to join your second pro league." Now I'm not going to teach pro leagues all my life, right? This is only the starting where I'm teaching right now. But after a point, I won't be teaching fundamentals also. So I don't know. It's just a lot of people ask me that question, and I'm like, don't come, bro. Go to YouTube, learn, enjoy life. No, don't. I will not reply to this also. So that's how it is.
When you speak about YouTube, right? First of all, I don't think learning fundamentals or learning about the core concept that you will be teaching in Pro League is possible on YouTube in any way. And
on YouTube, no,
not possible, right? Also, when we speak about
YouTube, there is too much information, dude. There is so much information. When I was doing technical, there were more than 100 charts.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what is what? I can't understand. Like, someone has to explain. Then I went to Zero the Varsity and I read all those technical indicators. I went to a lot of platforms to read. But I'm like, itna charts ka karega kya? I just want to know whether it will go up or down. That's my only logic. So I don't know, man. Yeah, you need guidance. I realized it very early on. I didn't have guidance when I was growing up. I burnt my hands a lot. It's not like I didn't burn my hands. But now, luckily, a lot of people don't have to burn their hands. But it's good if you burn your hands. It's good if you lose some kind of money in the market. Because then next time you become smarter and more logical when you invest.
Exactly. It's the same when it comes to technicals as well, right? So if you go onto YouTube right now, and if anybody is searching for, let's say, intraday strategies and all things like that, there will be like tons of videos that you can explore, and every single person is talking about a different concept, and even if the topic is same, right? So there are a lot of content that you can explore, but you're not sure which is the right content to go with.
Yeah.
Right. So that is why I have made sure that when I was working with the team at Meta, we were discussing about the how are we going to divide the content for the course, right? So we spoke about 8 different topics, and we want to make sure that in this 4 months, everyone is very precise and excelling at these 8 topics, right? And they were divided into swing trading. So by the end of the 2 months in the pro league, the students will be very good at swing trading, and by the end of the fourth month, they'll be very good at day trading. So these are two topics that we are concentrating on. And in the fourth month, amazing. So here's the fact, right? In the fourth month, it's all about, it's all about practicals. Okay, let's say we have a couple of students. We're gonna divide them in teams, and they're gonna literally trade in the live market. They're gonna place trades on their virtual trading system, paper trading, and the best team is holding the best rank on the leaderboard. So whatever you learn in the first 3 months is put to work in the fourth month.
Nice.
So this is how we have divided the course.
Nice. Awesome.
Amazing. So guys, if you have any questions, kindly drop it in the chat. Any questions for Shashank or any questions for me? Okay, Shashank, somebody has a question.
Yeah.
What will be the placement package after Pro League for both fundamental or technicals in general sense?
Okay, so I'll tell you first. I want to clear two things, right? One, first of all, that Meta is not a our core business is not to give placements. Number one, a lot of people think our core business is to give placements. Our core business is to educate people. Number one, right? Placements is what we do in the site by tying up with a few guys and giving a few people placements if they're good. But our core principle is not that. What we help is you finish the pro league, you actually get that knowledge, and then I will help you how to sell yourself when you actually go for a job tomorrow. Because if there is a guy who's just finished MBA in finance and he's come out, and you have done the pro league and you've come out, I can guarantee you'll have more knowledge than that guy because he's not tracked the market for 3 months. You have tracked it for 3 months. So you go sit in the same interview room, you know how to win, that guy can't win, right? But if you ask me, I don't know about technical, but fundamental, I can say that the starting average, the industry average for a starting salary is anywhere between 35 to 50K, depending on how you sell yourself. And if you get into investment banking, obviously even more. But 35 to 50K is the base for stuff like equity research analyst, financial research analyst, all these JP Morgan, Motilal Oswal. There are so many financial services companies, and it's very easy to get because half these guys don't know what they're doing, right? When they come, all you have to do is track the market for 3 months, get that knowledge, apply yourself, and you will still get the job. You will be better than anyone else coming from a college degree. That you can guarantee. You can just tell the recruiter, give me a chance. I don't have a degree. You think I don't have a degree, it's fine. I'll have more knowledge than the guy sitting next to you. Give me a chance. Because 3 months you're tracking the market. Now technical, I don't know. I think technical is more like a skill that you do for yourself, right? It's more like a
see how technicals is. If you're in a position to predict the market price movement depending on the supply and demand, then I don't think you need to ever go find a job. So technicals is all for yourself, a skill set that you can always trust on and do it for yourself instead of working under somebody or for a corporation.
Yeah. No, that's what we're trying to make people understand, that pro league is for knowledge. It's for you to upgrade your skills, to upgrade your knowledge. And there are so many different types of pro leagues that we're doing where people can upgrade this knowledge for themselves, right? So people need to understand that is the main purpose of Meta. That is the main vision that me and Varun have, is to give education out to people and make these guys more advantages and give them an upgrade than what they would have done in college, which is anyway spending so much money and wasting money in life, right, in colleges. But do it because your parents need the degree for you. But if you have a degree and I have a degree, but I'm from a pro league and we're sitting in the same room, I will definitely get the job. That much I can guarantee from my students. So that's how it is. So,
so you know what, I'll tell you what happened with me, right? I was in my first year of college, and I just entered the second year, and I shared the story on the Discord server as well. We had a finance class, and there was a teacher who came by, and she was teaching us about the financial market. So we were pretty much starting off during the college days. So there was a line that she just spoke of. Okay, she addressed maybe around 60 students, and she was like, stock market is gambling. You won't believe me, the next day I dropped out of college to become a day trader. And that's a legit fact.
No, you do something enough for a long amount of time, you gain that experience, and then I keep telling people, right? This is something that I tell a lot of people and a lot of fear in millennials, and I keep telling them that I did a video on this as well. I'm like, in today's generation, in today's world, you should not be poor at the end of your lifetime, whoever you are, to be honest, right? Now, I would say in today's world, okay, I'm not talking about sudden family emergencies coming and all that. I'm saying if none of that was there and you're a person who's getting some kind of income on a day-to-day basis, at the end of your lifetime, at the age of 60, even if you invest, what people say, what can I invest only 500 rupees and start in the market? Yes, you can. Who's stopping you, right? If you invest even $1,000 in the market monthly or 500 rupees in the monthly in the stock market till the age of 60, you will save a massive corpus. So you can't be poor. The way I see it, compounding interest kicks in at that point. By the age of 60, you have a very big bank saved up, right?
Exactly.
Now, only way you lose it is if you do stupid mistakes or if you have some liabilities or some emergency that you have to take care of. Then it becomes tough. But if none of that is there, and if you plan your finances well, which you anyway go for a movie or anyway pay for Netflix or something like that, in today's world, if you're smart, you will not be poor. That's what I believe.
Exactly,
Right? You have that
exactly.
knowledge.
Exactly, that makes sense. And I always have this thought that, people who are, let's say, people who are underdogs, or in general sense, people who start from the very base without any background support, they're gonna make sure that you have multiple sources of income. That is one of the best decisions you'll ever take if you want to excel at your financial career. Just don't depend on one business or one
Yeah.
job. There has to be multiple sources, and trading is definitely one of them. Or investing
Yeah, it
is
has to
also.
be. I think what Warren Buffett had said this somewhere sometime. I think that if you have only one source of income, you're doomed. Right? You
Exactly.
should have multiple sources of income. It is very stupid to just depend on one source because tomorrow COVID will happen, your job will go. What will you do if you don't have a passive source of income? So that's why it's very scary in the future because no one would have predicted something like COVID that would stop the entire world. Tomorrow something else can happen that will stop everything, right? You'll never know. So it's very
Exactly.
scary that way.
Okay, so somebody has a question.
Yeah.
Uh, can you do Pro League as side hustle because he doesn't want to miss out learning other skills?
Of course, it is a side. It is an upgrade, dude. It is. I'm not saying leave your college and come to pro leagues, right? I'm saying you do your college, but this is an upgrade. Imagine you're learning a new sport or you're learning a new skill, right? It's just a skill. Any skill you can do. You want to learn painting, you can do painting as well. Similarly, you put the skill into use. You want to learn sales, there's sales for you. You want to learn design, there's design. You want to learn finance, there's finance. Do it as a part of upgrading yourself, right? And one more question that is very common in the pro leagues, which I got asked a lot, is like how much time should I give for the pro league in a day? Right? So people expect that in a pro league you're packed and it is similar to college classes and it is packed, but it is not like that. Each assignment you get around 2.5, 3 weeks to do it. You're working in a team of 4 or 5, and the sessions are 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how intense the session is, and depends on the mentor as well. So it is not very intensive, right? You can and I usually keep the sessions only late evening so that you finish your work, you come home, relax, and then 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the night we do one session for 1.5 hours, right? So you grasp all that knowledge, realize it, and then go to sleep, kind of a thing. So it is not very intensive. It is fine. You can do it as a side hustle, and you'll have enough time to do whatever you want in life as well. So it doesn't take much of your time.
Amazing. So here's another question. Will
Yeah.
the technical pro league also cover forex? See, when you talk about technicals, there are two types. Okay, in general sense, it's not stated anywhere. First is you utilize indicators, you utilize softwares, and go with algo trading and things like that, and you try to predict the price movement. And on the other hand, you have a different concept called price action, where you understand the supply and demand, and then you start predicting the market, right? So my pro league is all about learning the core knowledge about price action, and price action is something that you can use everywhere. You can use it in forex, commodities, currencies, even in equity, any market, futures and options as well. Okay,
I think there's one more question. What is the duration of your pro league? This even I don't know actually. What is the duration of your pro league?
it's 4 months, and every single month we are concentrating on a certain topic, which is, let's say, the main topic of the month. And the fourth month is all about live trading and practicals in the live
Wow,
market.
beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I think we'll take maybe one more question, and
Sure.
then we can call it today. Any other question,
Okay.
guys? We'll take one more good question. Mm, Forex was a very nice question actually.
Okay, somebody has a question. They ask, what is the cost? Okay. See, that's a good question. Like, what are the cost of the Pro League, right? We are ranging it at 16. With discount, you'll get it at 15. Now, I got like 3 4 DMs on this itself, right? Like, why is it so expensive? Let me tell you something. In the current trend, when you look at other institutes, which are just bogus, I just don't want to name them, but you pay a very big amount of money, right? 30K, 50K, and you won't learn anything out of it, right? Though they will
Yeah.
teach you concepts. For the sake of the mentorship, you'll learn something, right? But at the end of the day, it's all commercialized. And you know what? When I'm a trader here, my main business is not to sell mentorship. That's not what I do at VTrade Daily. It's been around 8 months from our Telegram days. I've been taking free sessions, and during the Telegram days, I remember we did around 6 live, couple of live videos. Everything was done for free for the people,
Yeah.
and the main intention was just to teach. And that's what I do at VTrade Daily.
Yeah.
My core is not to sell mentorships. I want to be a trader who's recognized for trading and not selling mentorships, right? So though Avalon identified that I'm doing this, and that's how I got into Avalon Meta, and this is where we are just trying to spread that knowledge, right? So 15K is not a big amount where you're paying around 3.7 to 4K per month for the experience that you're actually getting in the live market. And count
Yeah.
me on this. I'm just saying it on a live session that after 4 months, the knowledge that you'll have is pretty much strong enough that you can trade on your own without any assistance once you pass out of the Pro League. And
Right.
that's for sure.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Oh yeah, there's one more good question that
Okay.
for your Pro League, what is the minimum amount you need them to start off with so that they can start trading? Like to
Okay.
just like an experiment or like a play around kind of a thing.
Okay. So it works this way that every person has a different capacity, and he or she has a different amount that they can think of. But
What
in
do you think
general
is the
sense,
base amount?
base amount you
Stock.
can start off with 1K also. You can buy stocks for 1K and
Yeah.
make 10% on it, make 20% on it. You should always think at the market as a way of returns that you get and not in terms of the money you make.
Yeah.
So you can start off with 1K as well.
Perfect. Okay, I think that's
Amazing.
nice. I think a lot of people uh, got to know a lot of things. I'm just checking if there's any good weird question as well. But apart from that, well, there's one guy who's asking this question a lot. What if I don't take placement off for now, but need later in future? Do I have to pray for Pro League again?
Okay.
No, you don't have to, because we have the entire Avalon community who's there to help you. That's like an alumni network. If you just go there and say, hey guys, I'm looking for something and stuff like this, the Avalon community itself is so big that they will help you get a job somewhere or the other, right? So don't worry about that. You don't have to join the Pro League again. And chill. Don't. I know he's been spamming it from so long. Don't worry. You can do just the Avalon community is built in such a beautiful way that there are a lot of people who are ready to help, right? There are a lot of people
Exactly.
who do time pass also, but there are people legitimately ready to help. And if you really want help and you ask people about it, they do help you about it. So you can go ask them that, guys, use the network, use the community. It's built by you, maintained by you guys, so use it, right? It's not like we are coming and saying you don't do this, don't do that. Do it by yourself and enjoy, have fun, and help each other out. That's what the community is all about. Yeah.
Exactly. Amazing. It was awesome talking to you, Shashank. I really had fun.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, guys. Okay. When is your mentorship launching? Wasn't it supposed to launch today?
The payment gateway is gonna open today. It's gonna open at 7, where the mentorship is gonna start
Open in 2 minutes.
next month. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Perfect. Have fun. Have fun. See you guys.
See
Thank
you,
you.
man. Bye bye. Cool, guys. So awesome. I hope you guys have fun, and looking forward to meet you inside the Pro League. Okay. Have a good evening. Bye bye.